Thanks for hanging out. It's Hail Varsity Radio. The Future50 is, we're on the road here, the Warren Academy, and a ton of top prospects. We'll hear from Max Butenbach coming up, Lincoln Southeast, Noah Walters, Lincoln East, Davon Hall, and then a number of kids from around the region, a lot of Papio, Millard South, Millard West, the Metro, the man to my right, doing an amazing job of training and mentoring Steve Warren, Warren Academy, and the Dream Foundation with us. Steve, it's good to see you again. We had a chance to chat Friday. Now we got you on video, bud.
Yeah, I like
smile,
it.
Smile
I like
loud
it. Smile
and
big
proud.
for the camera, right?
Hey, what a day for you. What a day for the kids you work with. And take a deep breath, man. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys for coming.
No, it's all good.
Appreciate you guys for coming. It was good to get everybody out, and I know we've talked a few times, but it's all been through phone and everything else. So it's good to sit here next to you and get an interview in. And
no, it's all good.
Appreciate these kids and you guys coming out.
No, it's all good. Last time we got to sit down together, we were in Boulder, and things were all good until halftime. So, listen, Steve, kind of touch on what today meant for you and what you wanted to kind of provide to the kids with not only the media session, but the NIL aspect of things. Because talking with as many kids as we did, and thanks for the access, they were really intrigued by, all right, what this new world looks like in college football.
I think for me it was success just because we were able to provide those kids with that information. What's the next step for an athlete that's now in this NIL world that we live in? The big thing the parents want to know, what information are they supposed to be looking for, and does it affect high school kids? Does it not? So for me, it was a success just because we were able to offer something that was valuable, that was different, and we had a good turnout. I was very pleased with the event.
Steve Warren's with us, the Warren Academy and the Dream Foundation, Hail Varsity Radio Roadshow, the Future50. And Steve, there's a lot of kids you train, you work with, you get to see every day, and you're a voice of reason when they reach out to you. And how as a whole have you seen this recruiting process be good or be overwhelming? You've seen it's different for kids.
The one thing I always ask the high level kids that have been recruited for a year or 2 years now, and they've been on the whole invite circuit, and they've done the unofficial and the official and all the camps. Were you ready to commit when you committed? And overwhelmingly, everybody was like, I was over it. Like I was just ready to get it done. And then there's the group that's still wanting the bigger offer, that have to go through week 3 or week 4 of their season and hope that somebody pulls the trigger. So there's still that group that's still trying to get the Power 5 offer or the FBS offer, that's the FCS offer kid right now. So it's just interesting. Everybody's walk is different. There's the younger kids, the Davon Halls, the Daniel Kalins that are 2024s that are just getting into this world and really starting to pick up offers. And then you have the 23s that are, hoping to get more exposure. So for them, I think it was valuable because they're probably the most important group out of the bunch. The 22s are pretty much almost done. They're at the finish line. But it's just different for every kid, and we just want to be there to help them out and give them any advice or guidance that we can.
Steve Warren's with us, Hail Varsity Radio, the Warren Academy, and the Dream Foundation, you're the Future50. So we look at this new world of college football. We were talking conference realignment on Monday, and now you've got kids that could be going to a Big Ten school one day, or, okay, I'm going to the Big 12, and tomorrow it's the SEC. But what this speaks to is just the level of talent in state and how there are no borders anymore. What's kind of been the biggest wow factor to you about how infiltrated? I never thought, when I grew up here, I never thought I'd see the amount of high-level schools come in, and they are. They're camping out. They're camping out. They're camping out to get Nebraska talent.
And they're coming in and they're pulling it out. So the borders are not closed right now. It's an open range out there for colleges that want to come in and get kids at every level. We mentioned it earlier. Coach Ball at Wyoming is heavily involved with a lot of these kids right now, and a lot of them are looking seriously.
Sure. And Craig, I think back to Craig has done really well wherever he's been.
Yeah.
Incredible head coach, and Wyoming's right up there, and he's a young 63. That's what I'm going to say. And I know he was there with you.
Yes. Yeah.
But he did incredible things at North Dakota State, and then obviously went to Wyoming. But Bowles there, Campbell in Iowa State, and Kirk Ferentz in Iowa, and Kansas State.
Kansas State are all heavily in it. Yeah. So Kansas State today, we had 2 guys.
Yeah.
Two commits, Iowa State commit, a couple other that are looking heavily at Iowa State. So it's not a Nebraska region anymore, right? There's an Oklahoma kid, right? There's multiple kids that might end up in Oklahoma. It's SEC, Big Ten, Mountain West. Like every conference in the country is recruiting.
What do kids look for? Is it just I want to go win, or I want to go be in a fun offense or a defense? Is it fit or winning percentage?
I think that goes back to each kid too. Like most kids that I've talked to, winning has been a priority, but it hasn't been the main thing. It's kind of weird now, right? Like for me, it was all about winning. Mm-hmm. Like I don't care about anything else. Like winning, like school is school, right? For me, like I want to win. Mm-hmm. So for all these school, that was my approach. Like I can get school anywhere. You can't win everywhere, right? So,
That's so good.
Most kids now, it's different. Each kid is looking for something different. Some kids are looking for now those big schools, like who's doing what. Like what conference am I going to play in? Like the SEC, people might hate this, but football kids want to play in the SEC. They're sending the most kids to the NFL, the most first rounders. Kids want to play across the country. Kids want to play in the SEC. So that's why we see this realignment happening.
Sure.
Oklahoma couldn't get those 5-star kids.
They were right there.
They were right there,
they
but
weren't playing.
They weren't. They were right there, but the kid was like, well, I can go to Auburn, I can go to Alabama, I can go to A&M, and play in the SEC. So now Oklahoma's now an SEC school, maybe. You know how that goes, but
should be. Yeah.
Should be, but that's why that move, we're seeing that move. So each kid is different. Every one of them now, it's not so much about winning anymore. It's really about perception and, a lot of it is fluff too. It's like who's marketing the best, who's marketing the players the best.
What's your take on Iowa? I mean, Iowa has a history of coming into some of the smaller towns in Nebraska and winning and taking kids in Nebraska them to walk on. But they also have really hit well in the metro, and they're not stopping. And by the way, they've been winning.
Yeah,
at a high level.
That helps, and they're close to home. Mm-hmm. Right, so that's also a big thing too. I think if most kids can stay close to home and win and compete,
sure,
that's always somebody you're going to look at, right? If they're competing and they're in the championship hunt, whether it's conference or national championship, and Iowa's somehow always in that talk.
Sure,
most years
competing for the West.
Leicester was the best, but they're competing to be in that hunt to win a conference championship. So that makes a big difference. And Iowa's kind of old school, and I think they do a good job of knowing the type of kid that'll come there. Like, so most of the kids that Iowa recruits, they have a certain background or demeanor to them. It's not really the flashy kid.
Steve Horn, Warren Academy. Brother, this was awesome. Congrats on your day.
I appreciate you guys coming out.
All right. We'll wind down hour one. Hail Varsity, presented by the Nebraska